What's up guys, welcome back. Today we are going to go through a flexibility and mobility workout, but this is going to be yoga inspired. We're going to get straight into it and I will talk you through as we go. This is achievable for anyone to do. It's going to be super easy, super accessible. For your first movement, all I want you to do is cross your legs like you're sitting at assembly at school and stand nice and tall. Just get your posture nice and aligned, and then all we're going to do is start to walk ourselves forwards. And just feel that stretch in the lower back. Now the reason I wanted to do this yoga video is because I've been doing a lot of yoga, just following along stuff on YouTube, much like this, and it's been really helping with my jiu-jitsu. And it's nice just to have a little bit of time, just to kind of chill out and time for yourself. And one thing I've noticed from doing this type of stuff, I guess that's why they call it a yoga flow. When I do our stretching normally, it's quite kind of static. You move from one position, you stand up, you move to the next. All the yoga stuff just kind of flows and it just feels real nice and easy. So from there, just come back to the sitting position. Cross legs, which feels like the most alien thing to do in the world to me. Stand tall, and once again, we're just gonna walk forwards and just feel that stretch in the lower back. Starting off real easy here, guys. And like I said, there won't be an exercise in here that you can't do. It's gonna be super accessible for everyone. Just let that lower back just kind of stretch out and release. From there, we're gonna walk our hands back in. We go onto our knees, onto our toes. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna lift our chest, let our lower back concave in, take a breath in. Go the complete opposite, head down, stretch up, push the floor away, and breathe out. And do that 5 times. One more time. From there, we just step up onto our toes and we lean back, let our heels move towards the floor. That's just gonna be a little stretch for the calves. So we're gonna spend pretty much all our time working on lower back, mid back, and our lower extremities, because with the type of training I do, especially my hips, that's where I tend to get the tightest. Okay, much like what I said with the yoga stuff that I like, is it all just seems to flow. So what we do from there is we just step forward with one foot, we drop the other knee to the floor. From here, I want you to squeeze your bum, tip your hips under, okay, and then lean forwards. That allows you to get a good stretch in your hip flexor without just being floppy and leaning straight into this and your kind of back follows you. I've talked about that a lot in videos before. Squeeze that bum, lean forwards. Just a few seconds here, guys. Okay, what you're gonna do there is take your hands to the floor if you can. I'm just gonna shimmy back so I'm center of frame. Put one leg out, and I want this leg not to be locked. I hyperextend, just a slight bend in it. Point your toes towards your chest. From there, we're gonna take a breath in, and as we breathe out, we're just gonna see if we can get ourselves slightly lower into this stretch. You should feel this way up your hamstrings, maybe in your calf, maybe even in your lower back. Okay, lovely. From there, all we're gonna do is bring this foot in, back into this lunge position. I'm gonna keep my right hand or my opposite hand on the floor. I'm gonna turn it out ever so slightly. I'm just gonna pick my back knee up off the floor, and if I can, I'm gonna turn and rotate away. For me, I trained legs yesterday. I can feel this in my glutes, I can feel it in my lower back. And if you're tight in your your thoracic spine, you might find this rotation where you can feel it there too. This is probably the only exercise or stretch we're going to do today where you might feel like it's a bit active, like you're holding a squat, just because your back knee's on the floor. If you want to, you can drop to the floor, but I feel this is a little bit better. From there, we just drop that back knee down. Now, if you can reach for your foot here. So I'm just gonna adjust my position. I'm gonna reach for my baby toes here, and I'm gonna go into this stretch here. If you can't reach that, you can use like a dressing gown cord or a belt to help you grab that back leg. That is the most challenging, or the thing that requires the most flexibility for today's exercises. So if you can do that one, you're golden from here out. And if you can't do that one, just get the best you can. Just feel that quad stretch working. Okay, from there, gently drop that leg down, bring this back leg through. Again, we go back to that same position where we go up onto the toes and we stretch the calves out. Except this time we're gonna add one thing on, where we pop our head through and we try and straighten that back out. From there, we do the complete opposite and we go chest to the floor, sorry, hips to the floor. And just feel that stretch through the abs. Then we come back up into this position here and we do the complete opposite. This time, we go forward with our right leg. Same thing as before. Squeeze the bum, tip the hips under, lean forward. Make sure that stretch goes through the hip flexor. Okay, from there, same thing as last time. Front foot goes forwards, not hyperextending the knee, slight bend, point your toes towards yourself. Big deep breath in, and move forwards as you breathe out. Lovely. This time, same as last time, we bring that foot back in. If we can lift that back knee off the floor, even better. And then we rotate away to get that rotation through the spine. While you can't see my face, this might be a good time to shout out the sponsors of today's video, which is Nike, who've hooked us up with this awesome yoga mat, which I'm a huge fan of, and also all the kit I'm wearing today. If you'd like to check it out, you can just click the link in the description below. Okay, from there, we drop that knee back down. Okay, this time, we're gonna reach back for that quad again, where we're gonna come from here. If you can reach that toe on the outside, amazing. That was considerably harder for me to reach that side than the other side. I was panicking for a second that I wasn't going to be able to do that. So if you're in that boat, really don't worry, because I'm not far off it. All right, guys, you're doing great. Just hold this for a short amount of time. And then we gently relax up to the floor, try not to smash our toes into the floor. We walk our feet back to this position. Once again, but we're going to go back up to this position, but we're going to go straight past the calf one into this position here where we push down. Pretty sure they call this downward dog in yoga. Then we go to the opposite. We're going to drop the hips down. Back up to here. This time we walk the feet in. We come back up, we flatten our back out by lifting our chest, and then we just reach down and feel what is a pretty intense stretch in the hamstrings for me, much like a Romanian deadlift really. Okay, from there we come to one of my least favorite stretches in all the world. Shoelaces to the floor, sit your bum on your heels, and get kind of a stretch through the tibialis. If you are super flexible, be my guest and start doing all this lean back, but that's about as much as you're gonna get out of me. Three or four stretches less, guys. And then we can chill out. All right, from there, I'm gonna go into like a top of a push-up position, shoot my left leg back, bring my right one forwards, and go down into pigeon stretch, just for the glutes. If this feels like you're getting a lot of torque in the knees and it feels uncomfortable, if you bring your foot in closer to your groin, often you'll find that takes some of the torque out of the knees and it feels a better position. But horses for courses, whatever works for you. From there, swap back to the opposite side. This time, shoot your right leg back or your left leg. It's all mirror when you're doing it on TV or on YouTube, so don't stress. If you're doing the opposite side, to me, it doesn't really matter. Okay, from this stretch, last couple now, we bring our feet through, we go onto our back, and we just hug the knees towards the chest. Now, depending on how much rotation you have in your back will dictate whether you want to go straight-legged or bent-legged on this next position. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my arms out beside me, drop one leg down. Now, the beginner version, I would say, is with a bent leg, and just rotate to the side. If you want a bit more leverage, you can go straight-legged and kind of just have the whole weight of your leg, a longer lever to help rotate the spine. You might even get a couple of crack and pops here as things just readjust. Then we come back up, swap sides. If you want to put a hand on the outside of the knee to kind of pull that knee up towards the chest and help force it across to get a bit more kind of movement, that's fine. Try and keep this wrist, hand, elbow and shoulder connected with the floor. If you're doing this, the upper body's going with you and not getting as much of a stretch as you probably could have. Okay, from there, bring your knees back to your chest. Give them a quick hug. And all I want you to do is relax both your legs out by your side. Put your arms down. Just relax for 5 minutes and probably fall asleep if you're anything like me. Nice one, legends. I hope you enjoyed that. That was our yoga-inspired flexibility and mobility routine. Something you can throw in most days, probably be a really great way to start your day or even end your day if you're anything like me and you finish at the end when you lay down, you kind of just want to have a sleep after kind of focusing on your breathing and just focusing on one thing. And that's really the value of this type of stuff as well, is that you focus on one thing, so it just kind of helps get rid of the day's worries and all that kind of stuff as well. So massive shout out to Nike for getting us out in this stuff. If you would like to see it again, just click the link in the description. Thank you to everyone who watched this video. Don't forget to leave a comment below. We'll see you in the next one. Bye team.